lines in my makeup. So, hello? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is back to school time and I am not going back to school, thank God. But I have a makeup look just for you. And honestly, if you're not going back to school and you just need a new everyday makeup routine to get you out the door like this is your routine. If I wasn't talking through this video, it would take me less than 10 minutes to do this makeup look. I have some amazing tips and tricks to get you out the door looking good and products that are not going to move off of your face throughout the day. I thought about every single step from the process. The products and the makeup look are going to last you all day. So if you want to see how I got this look, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you can be a part of the Dom fam. And without further ado, let's get started. I hate doing my hair in the morning, but I'm telling you, this does my hair in under 10 minutes. I have frizzy wavy hair and you just need one of these. Amazon. If you're anything like me and have no eyebrows, start with your eyebrows first so that the products can stick to your face a whole lot easier. If you do have brows, you don't have to worry about that. You can just go into your normal routine. The brow frame just makes it so easy for you to pop in those brow hairs. Actually, I need to sharpen it really quick. And to sharpen it, it's so easy. You just slide it back and forth on this little groove and you have a perfectly sharp pencil again. And I'm gonna draw in my brow hairs. And I like that it's consistent, like the brow hairs are just even lines. I'm using the shade Taupe. It's actually so nice and pigmented. Whether you have blonde hair, dark hair, this one's gonna be a neutral color for everyone. It makes doing my brows so much easier, so much quicker. I just like carve the bottom in and then sketch the rest. Once your brows filled in, then go ahead and take a powder. I'm taking this one from Benefit. It's the Foolproof Brow Powder number 3. I just take it and go over the brow very lightly just to set the brow in place and to make sure that your brow is not off before third period, before your next lunch break, wherever you're going, your brow's gonna be set in place all day. You're not gonna have to worry about it. So I always use a powder after I do my brows. But of course, if you have brows, you don't have to worry about this. Life must be easy for you. Just kidding. I'm about to change your life. This Dalva First Spray Serum is a game changer. Before I start my makeup, I've been putting this on first and last because it makes my skin look so good. It keeps everything locked in place and gives me deep hydration. And I am a dry skin girly. So any of you guys out there who are in those dry skin seasons, or if you're just always struggling with dry skin, this one is such a game changer. It hydrates and it also gives your skin a radiant finish. That's why I'm obsessed with this, because I am so dry like the desert. So I love anything that's gonna give my skin a glow. And you can also see that it's a double layer. The bottom part is the serum, the top is the oil. The spray was created with white truffle and a high content of it mixed with vitamin E. So that's gonna deeply hydrate your skin on every layer and also bring so much nutrients and antioxidants to the skin. So I am obsessed with this. I reapply it throughout the day. It's the first thing I use, last thing I use. It's amazing. So I'm gonna apply it. You can never have too much, and I just let that marinate and sit on my skin for a little bit. If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you see me use this a ton of times. I love this spray. Dalva's actually sponsoring a portion of this video, so thank you guys. I'm actually so in love with the spray, so I'm so excited to share that with you guys. So while that spray is marinating on our face, we are going to curl our lashes, and the way that I curl my lashes is I pump them up until I reach the literal back end and I hold it. And whenever I let it go, it's the biggest curl I have ever seen in my life. It's literally not going anywhere. That's why every step of this video is going to be something that is going to last you all day. You don't have to reapply as much. You don't have to think about it. So when you do this like curling method, it does help the curl really stay. And the mascara I'm about to show you is a formula I have never tried like this. It's so good. And I can't wait to show you. But first, now that we have this Dalva spray on our skin is looking obviously way more moisturized and hydrated. But on top of that, what works really great to keep the makeup in place all day is a good primer. You want a gripping primer that is not gonna go anywhere, and it's also gonna add even more moisture. So I'm gonna use this one right here. It's a serum primer as well, so I'm just gonna work that all over the face to make sure our makeup is not going to move. And I like to put this down all the way to my neck, my chest, anywhere else I have free skin, just kind of just hanging out. Okay, this is the best mascara I have tried ever. Like, all my life, this is the best mascara. I was shook when Too Faced came out with this mascara. I was like, okay, we love better than sex, it's amazing. But when Foreplay hit my eyelashes, I'm telling you, I have never been the same since. I cannot put down this mascara. I mean, it is kind of hard to take off, not gonna lie. You have to use a cleansing oil. Hold on, I have little lagañas. This mascara is so amazing. Your lashes will stay like this all day. They will not fall. They actually will continue to curl a little bit more because of the formula. It's called a mascara primer, and it says it's instantly lifting, lengthening, and thickening. And it's all true. A mascara is a mascara. Like, there's so many out there, and some of them are better than others, but this formula I've never seen it before. It's like thick and creamy. The brush is molded, so it grabs every single little hair and pulls it, and then the formula just keeps it in place. And your lashes don't feel crunchy at the end of the day, which I like. This is gonna be your everyday mascara routine. I like to wear lashes. Usually the ends of my lashes will fall, and you'll be able to see that disconnection from the real and false lash, but this stays in place. Like, it stays up all day, and I am obsessed. And this is actually, because some of you guys are probably gonna ask, I've gotten questions on this before, where can I buy this lash curler? This is actually a lab sample, so you can't buy it. Something I'm kind of working on in the future, but this mascara is next level. Do you see that? I'm shook. Next, we're gonna go ahead and put on our face. My skin has been looking good. I'm loving it. Do you see the glow on my skin? After that spray, even after the spray, you can wear with no makeup and your skin's gonna look this glowy and healthy. Like, not shimmery and dewy, but just a healthy, glowing skin. I'm obsessed, can you tell? Okay, for this skin, we want our skin to be skinny, glowing, looking healthy and perfect, okay? And this is going to help you get that natural, beautiful glow, even skin tone. It has vitamin C in it. This is from Maybelline. It's the Super Stay 24-hour skin tint. Yes, 24 freaking hours. It's insane, you guys. And it's so comfortable on the skin. I'm in the shade 120, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I apply this. It's such a beautiful everyday skin tint, and I have so much fun dropping this on my skin. Ew, I just got it on my straw. I'm drinking coffee over here on the side, and it is all over my straw. I'm gonna have foundation in my coffee. It's part of my life. I love to drop it on my skin, because I know a lot of people are like, don't touch the dropper, but I like it. Ah! Okay. I'm gonna use the C42 from Rosenben. Her brush is so good for foundation or skin tints. I'm gonna apply that all over the skin with this brush. It just gives you an even application. It's beautiful. Let me show you how great it applies. And also the skin tint. I like it because it gives me a glow. It's not shimmery at all. It just gives me that healthy, dewy glow that kind of like the Taupe does. And together they just make my skin look so good. If your skin tint matches your skin perfectly, still blend it into your ears, your neck, and down your body, because I feel like this one matched me perfectly and now I feel like it's a little red. I feel like my skin tone is always changing, so I always blend it down to my neck. I don't care if it matches. It's going down there. I don't want to have this situation to where you have a big line and you think you don't. I'm gonna get my little beauty sponge and I'm gonna go over everything. And I am obsessed with this formula. It's so good. I love vitamin C. Vitamin C is nice and brightening for any hyperpigmentation on your skin, and that is what I have. And just the finish gives you such a beautiful glow. You don't even need that much. I'm gonna leave it here. You see how beautiful and glowy it is? I'm obsessed. Also, try not to get your skin tint or anything else underneath your eyes if you have dark under eye circles, because if you have dark under eye circles, you're gonna wanna use a concealer, and you don't want that area to get caked up. That area is so thin and could easily get cakey. We have fine lines, it's normal. Everybody has lines in their face, but we wanna make sure we use minimal amount of product as possible. So I'm gonna show you what I use to completely make my dark circles disappear. And they have been getting lighter over time because I do use caffeine in my eye creams, in my makeup. So, hello? What happened? She's been meowing like all morning. I don't know what's going on with her. Mocha, what's going on? Okay guys, I found out the problem. She was meowing so much. She was looking for Mochi, and Mochi was in my bedroom hiding with Caesar. So she just missed her boo, and now they're together.
and she's quiet.
Okay, now I'm gonna show you this magic trick that I do to remove my under eye circles. I have like purpley, brown, reddish looking under eye circles. So what I do is take the e.l.f. peach corrector, and I used to mix it with the yellow one, and the only reason I'm not doing it right now is because I'm out of it. But I just put this color corrector on. It works great by itself. It's going to neutralize that purple shadow I have right in here. So I'm gonna blend that in with my beauty sponge. And you don't need a lot of the product, you just need a little bit, because if you use too much, you are gonna get cakey, especially with using a concealer on top. For the concealer, I'm using the Dominique concealer. This one has caffeine in it. It's my favorite. It's one I created. It does completely cover your under eyes because it's full coverage. It's lightweight, it's not super thick or heavy on the skin, and it has a metal tip. So if you have puffy eyes in the morning, this is perfect. You can kind of like give yourself a little massage, kind of like an ice roller, but in a concealer with full coverage, which is perfection. I can't use any other concealer. I mean, yes, I can, but I know that this one's the best. This is the shade Oat Milk, so I'll let it sit and simmer on my face for a little bit. I'll actually go in with my D'Alba First Spray, and I'll just let it like really simmer in there with it. When you let it sit like this, you're gonna have even more coverage, even more fullness in your concealer. I do kind of like to use my concealer as like a little bit of a filler. So if you have like a dip or a hollow area, if you want it to thicken up a little bit, let it sit. Do something else with your face while that's sitting and working its magic. So while that's happening, I'm just gonna go into my eyes. I'm gonna do something very simple and light. I'm just gonna go in with a bronzer. This is Dune from Persona. I'm gonna take my Sigma eye and nose contour brush. It is literally the perfect concealer or bronzer contour precision brush that you can have. So I'm gonna take it right in here while that's kind of marinating underneath my eyes, just to give us some structure. I do like to add a little bit of shape to my eye. I'll do this, blend it in, and then I will soften up the crease with a beauty sponge while that's marinating. I'll also go ahead and contour my nose. Again, if you're not a contour girly, don't do it. You can totally skip this part, but my nose is not symmetrical, so I always like to contour it no matter what I'm doing. So this is just my quick little contour routine that I do. I bring it up to my brows, and then I go across the nose like this and over to the sides. And I like to bring my contour up into the eye socket because it adds a little bit more attention, a little bit more drama, just a little something extra that you didn't have before. And I'll do that on an everyday. That's just me every day. If my nose was perfectly symmetrical, I probably wouldn't do this, to be honest. But it just gives a little bit more to the eye, the nose, and the face overall. Bam, we contoured. It wasn't even that long or hard. So now I'm gonna go ahead and blend in this concealer. It's been kind of marinating, which is perfection. And you won't even have to use as much concealer when you do the two-step color correcting. Let me say that again. When you do the color correcting two-step method that I just showed you. What is going on here though? I think I got concealer in my eyebrow. But yeah, I'm just gonna blend this in, and when I'm blending it in, I am going so soft on top of my skin. If I press too hard, it will like leave a dent of product in your skin and it won't blend evenly across your face. So make sure you're doing very light pressure, and then whatever's left over, take it in the center of your forehead to bring light here, down your nose, around your nose, and on your chin. If you need a little bit more, I feel like this eye always needs a little bit more love. Take a little bit and let it simmer for a little bit longer. That's what I always do, like around my bag area. I kind of have these Chanel bags just kind of hanging around underneath my eye sometimes. So I'll let that just kind of sit. And then while that's sitting, I'll go ahead and bronze my face. I'm not gonna contour my entire face. I only do my nose because it's not symmetrical. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it at all. I would just bronze. So this is the bronzer from Persona. I really like it. It's the shade Dune. It's just the perfect bronzy color, and I'll use it on my cheeks, my forehead. We already have some on our eyes, but you know, you can add some again there. Then I'll just blend out the rest of the bronzer. Then I'll go in very lightly, a super light hand, like a little feather, and press it into the area that you want to fill and brighten. So mine is right here where the bag meets the under eye and the cheek, and I'll let that just kind of chill. The corners of my mouth, I always have to bring up the brightness right around here, like a little U, just to add a little bit more lift. They are normally a little bit darker for me and for a lot of people. If you want something that's gonna last you all day and you don't have to worry about it, and you're gonna do this on a daily basis, get yourself a lip and cheek tint. It's a 2-in-1. It doesn't matter which one you use. This one's really good because it lasts all day. I've been trying to figure out, do I wanna go with the red natural flush or a cute soft pink? I'm gonna go with the red just because I know it's gonna kind of stick to the skin a little bit better. The shade, this is actually more like a reddish orange. And I'm gonna put this all over my lip and my cheek. That way we can forget about it. We don't have to reapply our lip. The only thing that you'll have to reapply is if you wanna do a gloss, and that's easy just to like throw in your bag. But this you don't have to take with you, and it's gonna last all day. I even go above the lip a little bit, like right in here. And then I'll go on my cheeks with it too, but you really have to blend this out because it will stain right where you put it. So really blend this out with your finger and use it as a blush. You won't have to worry about it. If you wanna put powder on top of it, you can, but you don't have to because it's not going anywhere. It's gonna be nice and intense already. You could just use a setting powder and it'll stay right where it is all day. I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose and a little bit on my eyes actually. You can use this just to give your eyes a little flush of color too. I always like to blend it in there. This is good. You see how bright it is? It's not gonna stay that bright. It's actually gonna simmer down a little bit throughout the day, which is great, but I'm gonna take a beauty sponge and just go back over to make sure that I don't have any harsh lines on my face. That is key, you guys. Your beauty sponge, damp. Use a damp beauty sponge so it could pick up some product. And there you go, it's like a natural flush of color. I'm gonna set everything in place so it doesn't move. So I'm gonna use the Dominique Smooth and Blur Setting Powder. And I just use a little bit under my eyes before I brighten them. I personally like a bright under eye. You don't have to go anywhere after this. You can stop here with your under eyes, but I like a little bit more of a brighter look. So I just lightly dab on this powder and I'm using my Brighten and Bake from Sigma. This is the only brush I like to use underneath my eyes. It just fits perfectly. Then I'm gonna take my setting powder brush, work it into the powder, and then lightly work it all over the face. So everything is really set in place. You really don't have to set anything because of how great the formulations that I'm using are on their own, but this really locks it. It's like insurance for your makeup. It locks it in place and it's not going to move. I'll just take a little bit of this powder. It's a hydrating setting powder, so you don't have to worry about your under eyes getting cakey or creasy. It has hyaluronic acid in it, so it's really just gonna lock in the moisture, and I'll just press that right underneath my eye so it's nice and bright. The blush is still peeking through. You don't need to put powder blush on top. A little bit more mascara on the lower lash. And I feel like we don't need bronzer, but I do like to add a little bit of a contrast on my face. So I'm gonna take this bronzer from Huda Beauty. It's the shade Tan Light. It's her Soft Radiant, so it has little light reflecting pearls in it. I'm just gonna take that around my forehead like this, just to add a little bit more shape and contrast definition right in that area. And then I'm gonna take a little bit on my cheekbone, like very close to my hairline and around the temple, and just kind of bring that into my ear. And that's gonna add some dimension to our face in case any gets lost. And then with an eyeshadow brush, I'm just gonna take a little bit of this and use it as eyeshadow through the eyes. We did use that cream bronzer in our eyes, so I just wanna make sure that all the creams are set in place and our eyes are defined as well. Just to add a little bit of something to our eyes, a little bit of something extra, I'm gonna take the Too Faced Moon Crush in the shade Shooting Star. I'm gonna take that on my inner corner, like right in there, just to add a little bit of brightness to our eyes. Give us a little something extra. And when you put this on, make sure that you blend, take off some of the excess because there's gonna be a little too much because this brush is very dense. Take out some of the excess on the back of your hand and make sure that the edges of the highlight are blended into your skin. Kind of tap it on the back of your hand, or like swirl it on the back of your hand, and then work on those edges to make sure there is no harsh lines. No harsh lines anywhere. And then I'm just gonna take a little bit on my nose. I'm gonna line my lip with the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. And you don't actually have to take your lip liner with you because your lip tint is underneath and it's just gonna give you a really pretty color to your lips. And then I'm gonna go over with a gloss. This is Strawberry Lemonade from Dominique. And we're just gonna add a little hydration and shine to our lips. And we are ready to go to school, to work, to life. I wanna make sure that everything is really secure and locked in and also very glowy. So the kind of glow that I'm doing is not gonna be wet, dewy. It's just gonna look like a healthy, natural glow that's gonna really stay intact all day. So I'm gonna go back over with the Taupe spray. Don't touch your face because something will move. I promise you, it will move. So don't touch anything, let it simmer. Now we have our makeup routine that's gonna stay in place all day. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I missed you guys. I'm so glad to be back here on YouTube. I took a little break. I went to Italy, had a family trip, and I'm back and I'm refreshed and I'm so happy to be here with you guys again. Thank you guys for watching and hanging out. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure to subscribe. I have videos that you can watch in case you want to watch more. Before we leave, I always leave you with a motivational message. And today's message is to embrace who you are, accept who you are, and be confident. I love you guys and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.